Welcome back to Get Down to Business, show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. I am thrilled to be rejoined by the health insurance guru. That is Tom Miroballi, independent agent. You can always reach him 630-863-3477, 630-863-3477. Tom Miroballi, welcome back to the program.
How you doing?
Fantastic. It's 2024, and believe it or not, many of the same issues as 2023 have carried over.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about today. Tom, thanks again for joining us. You are the guru of all things health insurance. We were just talking offline. I could have had an hour conversation with you offline about this, but I wanted to save the punch for our listeners. Tom, rates are sky high for folks, especially those with like pre-existing conditions. It is crazy.
Unbelievable.
And
it is going higher and higher, and the out-of-pocket costs are getting higher and higher. It's the deductible and what people have to pay before they get 100% coverage is unbelievable.
Absolutely. And that's what I wanted to make sure we provide our listeners with, all sorts of resources. So one of the things I always ask you about is the health insurance hotline of you, Tom Miroballi. You always get some interesting phone calls. Folks, you hear the doomsday stories, the folks that have been way overpaying because they're paying for coverage that they don't need. And you help them trim that down and get them to more affordable rates. Tell us about some of those phone calls and some of those scenarios.
Well, I have people of all ages. And when you start getting into the 40, 45, 50-year-old people, the Affordable Care Act forces you to take maternity coverage. Well, at 50 years old, what do you want maternity coverage for? And there's no way with the ACA that you can get out of having maternity coverage. Now, whether you're going to use it or not is regardless, only because you're still paying for it. So, you're paying for things that you don't need.
Absolutely. And many of the examples that you've provided in previous shows, and you can always get on my website, syklein.com, to see many of Tom's previous appearances on this program, where we've really covered a lot of topics, is you talk a lot about maternity coverage. And for many of the folks tuning in, they don't need that coverage. So why would you pay for that coverage? Ain't that right, Tom?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's a waste of money.
Yeah, absolutely. So 2024, again, we're having this conversation in January. Folks might be tuning into this program, the archives, which are always available on your website, my website, at a different point. What's new in 2024, and what are some of the dates and some of the deadlines that are coming up?
Well, the deadline is already over for people to get in for the open enrollment for 24. It was up a couple of days ago. And unless you are coming from another group or group association plan, you're really kind of out of luck to get into the Affordable Care Act until next open enrollment. So when I say if you have a group and you're leaving that group, you have 63 days once that group plan stops or terminates to get into the Affordable Care Act at any time during the year. But that's with group policies and group association policies. And the differences are unbelievable. The out-of-pocket cost this year for the Affordable Care Act is $9,450 for an individual, and that's your total out-of-pocket cost. Last year it was like $9,100. This year it's $9,450. And if you have a family, you have to meet that $9,450 twice before the family gets covered. That's $18,900 total out-of-pocket costs for a family, and then you get 100% coverage. And my plans, you can get 5,000 family deductibles, 10,000 cumulative family deductibles, and at a much cheaper premium cost also.
Absolutely. And so, Tom, one of the things that I've been seeing a lot of lately is the rise of telehealth services. Telehealth services becoming far more popular for folks, both in rural communities, but also just a lot of coverage and services being provided by different doctors. What are you seeing in some of the plans that folks are talking to you about? Are things like that being covered, and how's that impacting rates?
Well, it doesn't really impact the rate all that much, if at all. Telehealth is, with some companies, is free, and you can call at any time. Other companies might charge you $10 $10 a month. It depends upon the company. But usually telehealth is a very handy tool to have. And if you want to say, well, I don't have telehealth, just call the company. And then the company will go over everything and answer all of your questions at any time.
Yeah, and that's why I always love talking to you, Tom Miroballi, because you always know everything about the latest and greatest in the world of health insurance and health insurance coverage. And you are independent. You are a free agent, and you are always shopping around for different kinds of callers and different kinds of clients. And you answer your phone almost every hour of the day. Almost. I only say that because you need that 1 hour to re-plug in and recharge your batteries. But Tom, how can we get in touch with you?
You can call me at 630-863-3477. Again, that's 630-863-3477. Or you can email me at tmiroballi@yahoo.com.
Fantastic. Tom Miroballi, really appreciate you coming on the program. One more time for our listeners, that phone number is 630-863-3477. You can always get a free consultation. Tom answers these phones almost every hour of the day, and we'll always get back to you really quickly. Tom Miroballi, thanks so much for being that guru of all things health insurance. Can't wait to have you back on. A quick break on Get Down to Business. We'll be right back.